Now look at it, the Caribbean coming together now. Under the Smanian flag. Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. This is going to be an hour and a half session, like I think I mentioned in the last part, where I'll be recording for a good hour and a half, so I can upload one part of it today and the other two parts of it over the weekend, because I don't do weekends. The only time I've uploaded on weekends was Project Zomboid, when I had a backlog of videos of it. Because as soon as I started, like, you know what, I really want to focus on Europa before the update comes, and so I was like, I'm going to start spamming Europa. And as I started doing that, well, it basically, I then found out that the DLC was coming out on the 5th of April. And also, kapow, I know Sis and Yeditin, I see all of Russia. I could colonize that, just like, Smanian Siberia. We're struggling with the battles for a bit because of the low morale, I think, because of the new tech upgrades. Also, I want to see technology. Woohoo! We're ahead in diplomacy and I think in technology out of everyone, but we are very behind. Everyone's like 52 and 53 in administration. We're 51. So we're like ahead of everyone else. Ooh. We're now losing money. Put it in the treasury. Plus we've got National Epic thanks to our father, Sean Guard. With their National Epic +1. If I can hopefully stop further Spanish growth. That one's growing slower. Hey. I think it was that colony that I think it was that colony that lost Frosty that gained like 100 settlers, I think. And it's the last one before the new colony would be found. Colony of Smania. For now my focus will be on the Caribbean, and I might even grab territory in the south. Normally I would have gone for that prestige if I was still going for a good time. Please be administration. Yeah! Got a new idea. And I think I might go for economic. I did try and look into how to get extra colonists with the policies, but I couldn't find it on the wiki. I don't know if it's like it was removed or it's an extended timeline thing. So that economic one will be good. So that might help with my economy. I think it's something I'm going to go for. Not going to bother for that later ones. It'll probably be the first two. But if I still had all that money, like thousands of it, and it was in the positive income, I would have gone for that prestige. Well, these guys conquered their neighbour. I think that's why they're getting them Caribbean separatists. Because they conquered their neighbouring native tribe. South America's having a huge war. I have to be careful as well. Don't want no one popping up here. This is my land. I don't know how the IA works. They might not colonise around here because about, oh, this is too close to here, but I think they still might. If there's a bit of land they can grab, they'll grab it, regardless if it's next to you. Because I've had like Spain or Portugal like colonise a region which is claimed by me. And new settlements. Our efforts to develop Cape Sable go on, but now some of the settlers have rejected our capital city and begun establishing a new settlement quite far from the original one. Now people flock to the second settlement and we're left to split with our efforts. More people means more taxes. Gain 1 base tax and Cape Stable. Or Cape Sable. Stable. Blah blah. 3 base tax. Pretty good. So I really wanted to know how you get that extra colonist, because having that sixth one would have been quite nice. But for now I haven't got to worry about too much, because this is going to end very soon. On the 5th of April. What's their liberty desire? 4%. That's probably going to increase as the relationship drops. That's one thing you can do as well, recall them. I could do that and grow faster, but then I'm going to probably have multiple colonies enough to spread my armies out further and my colonial tax will just crash. With the discovery of the New World, we've entered what looks like our greatest period of prosperity. Despite the immense wealth returning to us, allowing Evan I to finance one of the most outstanding armies in the world, we have not been successful in creating a strong naval force, and his attempt to conquer the neighbouring states has so far failed miserably. I don't want to conquer the neighbouring states. I had that one. I've had that quite a few times. Oh, here we go. Our second colony. Now I have a lot of income. For some reason, wait, how much have I have? Like 3 income. That's quite a lot. Well, we've got our second colony now. Falkland will be expanded a bit more in due course when Cape Sable is finished growing. Falkland's going to get that nice free base tax. Right, he loses a bit of claim strength, but looks like a bunch of shit family secrets going on. What I was going to do is see if I can... Ooh, that 4. I was going to see if I might bring some troops down. I'm going to do that. Just slapping that other island. Now, if by the time I start doing the same island, well, I don't know, I might have to actually bring down 2-3 Ks stacks. Well, if I'm done in the Caribbean, but I might be able to put them all in the same ship and send them up, because I think the transport ship has about 9 transports, 10 maybe. In total I had about 19, I think. I've got 10 transports. So I'm going to send 2 stacks down. Because I might end up colonising on 3 groups of islands. So I'm now able to force declare war with my new colony now. And the militaristic, or militarist, Falkland as a colonist. So I'm sort of surprised why I haven't, maybe it's the technology and the money they currently have or whatever, but colonies can actually colonise a province themselves. Seen it happen. Yeah, showing you raise an army. I don't want all of my men to be there. Yeah, as I thought, we're colonising it faster now. We have about 6. I thought it was 6, but I thought, wait, 6 aren't 5 settlers, but I already think, yeah, that one's already done. So where's that one? I've already got 6 provinces really been colonised. They've only colonised 2 and still in the process of colonising 2. I've colonised 2, same as them, and I'm currently colonising 4 more than they are. Well, 2 more than they are, because I'm colonising 4. I can't even drop them yet. I'll need to colonise it first. It's no good. I'll drop them men off because they're going to suffer from attrition. Yeah, about 300 of them perished. Jesus. She only has 6% liberty desire and it's just been settled. Oh, never mind. I was going to say need reinforcements, but they've got it. Look at it. The Caribbean coming together now. Under the Smanian flag. Cape Sable is practically done. Should be finished by next month. It's like 7 settlers short. And I'll get my mission thing for it as well. There it goes. It's done. Go there, and we'll drop these men off, but not yet actually. We'll wait for the colony to be established first, and then we can drop them in. If I sent my conquistador army down, then we could have just dropped in that uncolonised province. But a standard army didn't want to do it. Just drop in, because it sort of considers doing that, like dropping in onto like foreign territory which you have no control over. Now, but a nice 135 plus growth while they're sitting at 40. So far I've gathered Spain has 2 colonists. Portugal could have 1 or 2. Since I focus on the Caribbean, I thought I want as I said before, a few of my armies down here, so I can concentrate on a few islands. The worst ones are going to be these little ones, but I'm assuming Spain got away with it without having to send troops. There we go. So they only lost 100, they weren't that long. Maybe not even 100. They lost about 30 men. Rather not have lost 30 men, but Europa standards when it comes to attrition, that's quite generous. Now this road might actually quickly establish another colony as well, since we're focusing on the Caribbean. I think the next place Spain will focus on will be like Mexico, sort of Brazil, Colombia, or sort of Louisiana, Florida, around here. The natives just shifted. So the money's fluctuating, we're going from positive to negative. I might increase the tariffs of Falkland. But for some reason they're getting a shit ton of... Maybe so, that's probably because I've improved relations with them less. Well, oh, that's Falkland. I'm thinking of Smania. So I'm going to increase their tariffs. I think that actually gives me more administration. Oh no! Well, we'll step in. So we've increased tariffs there. And what we'll do is improve relations. If things get hairy with the liberty desire, improve relations. So now if we look at our subject income, we're now making over 1 gold or ducats or whatever it is. 1.12 currently. Although that liberty desire is looking a bit scary. It's got to be over 50% for it to go to shit, but still. I think as long as I treat the colony alright, I don't think it'll just over time just gradually increase, and they'll get pissed and go to war. They might, but... I might keep these men on the main island, and if I'm colonising these small islands, if natives do rise up, then I can just basically send them from the island to that one of these islands to the other, rather than keep transporting these troops and have them suffer from attrition. But economic wise, it's not looking so bad now. Because we're now getting more and more colonies, and we've got a new colony and we're getting some tariff income, we're gradually losing a lot less now. So colony maintenance is still costing us 10, but we're getting 1 now from tariffs, 16 from taxation, 8 from production, 10 from trade. Oh, fuck. I am not losing that much money. I didn't want to spend that administration, but I'm not losing that money either. That was a lot. That's more than I even had in my treasury. I would have gone in negative. I would have to take a loan. That would have fucked me up. Because I think currently my administration technology is caught up, but compared to everyone else, they're all like 53 in it. I'm like 53, 54, I'm like 52, 53 and 54. My tech. All my diplomacy is about to be 54. And I'm going to get colonial range and better ships. Although I think that's now going to eat away in my pocket a bit more. Nonetheless, I have now good colonial maintenance. Oh, colonial range rather. Oh, they broke away again. They didn't last. Oh, Falklands bouncing. Oh, it's got a new leader. Oh, 4-1 in 1. Ouch. That's quite bad. He had a good ruler, I think, before. He had like 5, 4, 5, maybe a 6. I had like 4s and 5s. They had quite a good ruler. Falkland. But now they've got a really bad follow-up. Unfortunately, it's a bit too early for the Smania colony to declare war or to be aggressive, because I would like to take advantage of that 6 military power points that the ruler has. No, he did not fucking last. He lasted like 5 years. He was the youngest lived one yet. He died in no time. Jesus. He did not take long to croak. That's right, I think I've most of the Caribbean colonised. That was really bad. I don't even know how long I had him. He just fucking came and went in no time. Yeah, I knew one of these armies had like some cannons somewhere. But as I was saying, I would like to build up Smania, because with my northeastern colony, I like it to be quite militaristic, because you got all of these. You got a lot more Native American tribes in the northeast, say compared to Canada. It's got like currently right now it has 4 in its region, maybe 5 a bit. Although I have seen sometimes colonies will spill into other colonial regions that are not theirs. Like I have seen Canada wage war with the Cree and then get that province and spill into Louisiana, and like my like 13 colonies spill off into Louisiana, and Louisiana spill off into the 13 colonies, and they'll like wage war with other natives and like grab land from another colonial region. Instead of it being given to that colonial region if it's already established, it goes to themselves. So some colonial nations can end up being, they can expand a bit further than their own regions if they conquer neighbouring regions. Not too sure if they are able to colonise other regions. I'm not sure. From when I checked, when remember like in one game, where I think if you're a colonial nation, you can only colonise in your region. Because I think I was like the 13 colonies once, and I could only colonise my own region. But if you have a war, if you declare a war of independence, I think during that time you can colonise anywhere as long as your colonial range permits it. And I managed to do it, I think, myself, and I even seen AI do it. Like once Cuba was having a war of independence, and it was colonising like here in South America and the coast. And that's not its region, that's like Colombia. Oh, Falkland might have churned out a military upgrade. Some morale dipped there. I had 3k for a bit. But I would really like, I think when I'm done with the Caribbean... Oh, that colony's done. That one's almost done. Yep, Spain's grabbed that in no time. Bastards. I think before I know it, my own colony in the Caribbean will be done. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. I'll establish a colony in Caribbean soon. But I'm going to fully go for it. I'm going to grab all these other islands. Thankfully, Spain or Portugal haven't set on the mainland yet, because I want to grab as much coast as I can. If I can block them off, that's great. I wouldn't mind them grabbing like Central Mexico or Central America, because that can be fun. Like, some of it will be like 100 or so days, but some of it can be like forever. Like these ones, like 4. This one's like 200. Then the one below it is like 469. It's a bit weird with Central America. I think that's because colonialism wise it can be easier, because then you can just conquer the Native Americans. But I did that once, and oh, don't know if I mentioned, but oh, the revolts and uprisings and the rebellions I kept having, Jesus, it was a mess. Them Central Americans did not like getting conquered.